471, that is the exact number of Boeing 737 MAX jets registered in the U.S. that have just been ordered to undergo immediate structural inspections by the Federal Aviation Administration. Now, when you hear about hundreds of airplanes suddenly needing to be checked by federal regulators, well, it instantly grabs your attention. Look, if you're feeling a bit of anxiety seeing the words Boeing 737 MAX and cracks in the exact same headline, take a breath. Because the reality of this explainer is actually a fascinating story about proactive engineering and how modern aviation safety really works behind the scenes. We're not looking at a fleet of broken airplanes here. We are looking at a system specifically designed to catch a microscopic problem before it even begins. Welcome to the explainer. Today, we're diving into exactly why 471 Boeing 737 MAX jets must be inspected for cracks. We're going to demystify this new airworthiness directive from the FAA, look past the alarming headlines, and peer directly into the hidden anatomy of modern commercial aircraft. We want to understand exactly what engineers are looking for, why they're looking for it, and how they actually find it. So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the new MAX inspection order, the anatomy of a bear strap, why we are inspecting the MAX right now, take a look inside the inspection plan itself, and finally, wrap up with the impact on airlines and passengers.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the new MAX inspection order and the FAA's preventative mandate.
Basically, the Federal Aviation Administration just mandated a new airworthiness directive, and it officially kicks in on September 10, 2026. This directive requires that hundreds of jets must be inspected for metal fatigue. Specifically, it covers 471 U.S. registered aircraft, but the ripple effect of this is global, affecting approximately 1,429 aircraft worldwide. And mechanics, they're going to be zooming in on one very specific area of the fuselage, the forward galley door cutout. But here is the absolutely crucial point we need to make. 0 cracks have actually been found on the 737 MAX fleet. None. Regulators haven't grounded the aircraft because, well, no MAX planes are actually cracking yet. This is a completely proactive safety net. The FAA is acting on predictive data, making sure airlines inspect these planes while they're already sitting in the hangar for routine maintenance long before any potential structural issue becomes a real safety hazard. Moving on to Section 2, anatomy of a bear strap and understanding aircraft pressurization. So, what exactly is a bear strap? By definition, it's an extra layer of structural material installed around an opening in the fuselage to distribute loads and reinforce the continuous structure. But to put that into perspective, think of a bear strap like, that heavy reinforcement stitching around a buttonhole on a vintage denim jacket? When you pull on that jacket, the fabric naturally wants to tear right where that hole was cut. That heavy stitching stops the fabric from tearing under stress. A bear strap does the exact same thing, just for the metal skin of an airplane. And it all comes down to this simple reality. Aircraft door openings create unavoidable interruptions in the fuselage's continuous load path. Think about what an airplane actually goes through. Just like your ears pop during takeoff and landing, the metal tube of the plane literally breathes. It pressurizes, puffing up like a giant balloon at 35,000 feet, and then shrinks back down when it descends. Doing that tens of thousands of times, it concentrates an immense amount of stress directly on the edges of these door cutouts. The bear strap is there to bear that burden. Which brings us to Section 3, why inspect the MAX now, and the legacy of the 737 NG. So here's the backstory on why we're looking for a problem that doesn't exist yet. On the older 737 Next Generation, or NG models, engineers eventually discovered premature cracks on their bear straps. When Boeing investigated, they found the culprit, microscopic surface scratches that were accidentally created while removing sealant during the manufacturing process. Now, fast forward to the MAX. It was built using the exact same hot bonding manufacturing process as the NG. So even though no cracks have been found on the MAX, the FAA simply isn't taking any chances. And this brings us to a fundamental concept in aerospace engineering called damage tolerance. This is an aviation design philosophy that just assumes small cracks are eventually going to develop. We expect metal to fatigue eventually, right? So modern aviation safety relies on predicting these microscopic stress points. They ensure aircraft are built in such a way that if a crack does start, it grows slowly enough to be detected during scheduled maintenance, way before it ever compromises the aircraft's structural integrity. It's quite literally managing the physics of metal fatigue. All right, Section 4, inside the inspection plan and detecting the invisible. Because, it's not as simple as a mechanic just shining a flashlight at the door. This inspection requires 3 very precise steps. Step 1 is an external, general, visual inspection of the fuselage skin for any existing repairs. But steps 2 and 3, that is where the magic happens. Mechanics use high-frequency and low-frequency eddy current inspections. These are highly advanced electromagnetic tests that induce a magnetic field straight into the aluminum. If there is even a microscopic fracture in there, it disrupts the field. It basically allows the mechanics to see through solid layers of metal to catch fatigue long before it reaches a critical length. Honestly, it's incredible technology. Finally, let's look at Section 5, impact on airlines and passengers and the operational cost. We're talking about a massive variety of global operators here. The MAX 8 is used by 97 operators globally. The MAX 9 is flown by carriers like United, Alaska, and Aeromexico, and that high-density 737-820, that's flown by Ryanair and Allegiant. All of these operators are going to have to seamlessly integrate these highly technical checks into their routine maintenance schedules, with the absolute goal of zero disruption to passenger travel. And when you look at the economics of this mandate, it's pretty astounding. You'd think it would cost a fortune. But the initial cost to physically inspect each multi-million-dollar aircraft is surprisingly cheap. The FAA estimates a visual inspection takes 1 work hour and costs about $85. The advanced eddy current inspections, they take up to 4 work hours and cost about $340 in labor. So ensuring the structural integrity of the aircraft actually comes in at less than the cost of a single passenger's airline ticket. So if we look at this at scale, $160,140 is the estimated maximum cost per inspection cycle for all 471 affected U.S. operators combined. When you consider that airlines deal in the billions, $160,000 is a remarkably small price tag to guarantee fleet safety and passenger peace of mind. And Boeing's response to all of this has been totally collaborative. A spokesperson stated, "We support both directives and continue to support our airline customers." They are fully backing the FAA's mandate here. And even more importantly, Boeing is actively altering their production process on the assembly line right now to fix the root cause so future aircraft won't even have this vulnerability at the bare strap. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought about the incredible proactive engineering keeping us safely in the sky. In an industry built on damage tolerance, is anticipating a crack just as important as fixing one? Well, aviation clearly believes so. By tracking the microscopic wear and tear of a metal tube breathing in the upper atmosphere and stepping in long before a failure occurs, they make sure your flight is as mundane and safe as possible. Thanks so much for joining me for this deep dive, and keep asking questions about the hidden systems that make our modern world work.